Our campaign is about reinvesting in the American worker, bringing change to Washington. Personally, in Washington, I want to cut through all the partisan bickering. I believe I bring new ideas and new solutions to the table, and I want to get our country back on track. On the economy side, I believe we can't have a strong and robust economy until we balance the budget, reduce the deficit, obviously fix this gas crunch that's crippling a nation, and reinvest in American infrastructure. To begin with, we need a sensible exit strategy for Iraq. We need to hold the Iraqis accountable for their own country. We need to begin to move our troops out of combat operations. The sooner we begin the process, the sooner we will eventually be out of Iraq. I believe we need to overhaul the healthcare system. I believe every child under 18 should have access to quality healthcare. And I believe that it's not right that hard-working Americans, hard-working people cannot afford quality healthcare.
Can you talk a little more about the things you noticed when you said you began to notice how off track the country was? What sorts of things?
I would say I believe in the philosophy of walking quietly and carrying a big stick. You have a big stick. You know it's there. And if you have to use that big stick, you're not scared to use it, but you understand the cost of using it.
What about other areas? Was that mainly what you were talking about?
Well, I think that's a huge piece. You know, Iraq is one portion of it. I had some concerns with the. I've had some concerns with our move toward attempting to privatize a lot of issues within the country, and I think privatization to me is not the answer 100%. I always believe that there's a middle ground between business and the community, but you should never shy one direction either way. You have to have a good middle ground, therefore everyone prospers.
What are particular things that you think we ought to be doing in our international relations that are missing now? Specifically, what kinds of things? I mean, with regard to trade, or with regard to our diplomatic efforts in the Mideast, or our economic policies toward China, or some of those kinds of areas. What are things that we ought to be doing that we're not doing?
I support free trade as long as it's fair trade. I would never want to send American jobs overseas. I think that we need to ensure that the United Nations, we are not the world's policeman. The United Nations has a role. We should support them and ensure that they are more capable than I believe they have been of late.
You say we are not the world's policeman. Do you mean that we are not, or we should not be? I mean, who actually does play that role, or should anyone play that role? Should the UN, or should things be left more up to local arrangements around the world?
I think we need to make sure we take care of America first and foremost. We have hard-working Americans that are struggling to get by.